Journey down the path's mosaic.
Ni hao, hola, and como esta, my wonderful listeners. This is the Usual NPCs. I am your brave and adventurous Game Master, Tony Brett. And I am joined by our cast of, let's go with affable players.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, I've done this intro quite a few times, and I really started running out of words, so now I just have a Googled list of adjectives and a Googled list of greetings in different languages up.
Yeah, but it does make me feel special that you have chosen an adjective from a list of adjectives.
I'm going to be honest, when I'm put on the spot, most of the words in the English language leave my head.
Hold on, let me just craft a response here. Let's see here, 24, it's great to be here.
Excellent. I'm glad that we are on the same page, on the same level here. It's very, very good. It makes me feel better about my own shortcomings. Player, please give your greetings unto the fabulous listeners.
Hello, fabulous listeners. It is I, Maximillian Clark. You may know me from being on the internet. I'm there, you're there, we might have met. Who knows?
I mean, it's a big place, but a lot of people interact with a lot of people. I'm sure that we all know each other personally at this point. I've been on the internet for years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I spent actually a good 3 months during COVID introducing myself to everyone on the internet, so it was slow. It was a slow process, but I think I got most of the way there.
Yeah. Probably at least like 97%. So,
yeah, that's what it felt like.
Welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about your history with tabletop role-playing games?
Sure, absolutely. I've been uncool during the years that it mattered, and definitely fell in with the crowd. We did Magic the Gathering during my formative years, but moved on to Wizard of the Coast materials. I've played basically every class by this point. I was on a short-lived filmed actual play series called Difficult Terrain, where I played 4 characters in the campaign. Every one of the PCs played 4 characters, and it was a lot of fun. Like a level 1, a level 4, a level 8, and a level 13. And they all had like different storylines and things like that. It was a great time. And I have been playing, on and off, here and there, as I have the time. It's a good way to just stretch that imagination and lay it out there. Play a little pretend. It's good times. Great old.
Absolutely. Good team building exercises, good social interaction.
Team building, yeah. No, it's great for synergy.
To find sometimes nowadays.
Yeah, we get the whole crew on the horn. We really sit down, we lay out, we strategize, we visualize.
Absolutely, and other wonderful verbs.
I actually have a list of verbs that I pull those from.
Oh, that's amazing. I hear people who need to pull up lists of words are very cool and liked by many.
Yeah, I think that they are extremely 52 contemptible. Oh, sorry, that's not a good one.
Man, what a cantankerous response.
Thank you.
So, did you have any ideas going in about some of the general ideas for your character? Any particular things you were going in with?
I definitely go by vibes in general. I tend to play characters that go against type. One of my favorites was this wood elf barbarian. He had like a strength of 11. He was clearly having a midlife crisis. And I think that there's something really fun playing from a disadvantage. And over the course of that campaign, every time he, got through the levels 4 and 8, he put it into strength. So he was getting stronger as he went. But man, there's something about critting and then doing 9 damage. So I don't know. I'm thinking something a little outsidery. I love the Nordic vibe of the campaign, so I want to do something that intersects there. Maybe a big guy. I like playing a big guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Great place for big guys. Big guys do well in the cold. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, that'd be fun. For the listeners who have already listened to the other character introductions, we do have a bit of a lack of big guys at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, well, not necessarily strong. just large.
Oh, Fair enough.
We'll see.
Fair enough. Yeah, you see, I pick a race that makes me size large. I do have a strength of 8, but
yeah. So I could barely carry myself. No, we'll see. We'll see what comes out. But yeah, I have the start of a character, and I'm excited to breathe some life into him or her or they.
Cool. Awesome. Well, how about you hop into the campaign on D&D Beyond and take us through character creation. Explain your thought process and some of the choices you make, and let's build something.
All right. So starting off with the name, which I will come back to. I want to visualize the character fully before I name them. Names have such a power. I feel like that's the last step of the spell that makes them come to life. Ooh.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I hate having a phenomenal name that you put down, and over the course of character creation, by the end of it, you're like, oh, maybe my, halfling bard shouldn't be Ulthar the Destroyer. Maybe that was a mistake.
Are there in-world naming conventions? Should I be thinking Norse?
So, they vary pretty wildly. There's no hard limit to it. Basically, when all of the various cultures that existed around the mortal realms condensed into such a small space relatively, they kind of just meshed a lot of the different cultures in. There is specifically one naming convention that stays the same if you are from Hafnaheim, specifically, that city.
Mm-hmm.
In Hafnaheim, you don't actually take a last name until you find what's going to be your career, your profession for life, and then you pick a last name based on that. So, for example, if your father is John Smith and your mother is Linda Shoemaker, you are born and just have your first name. You don't take either of their last names, and then when you get old enough and decide you want to be a cobbler for the rest of your life, you become, Max Cobbler.
I can go for a Max Cobbler right now.
Yeah, it sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm. I also appreciate that a smith, shoemaker, and cobbler essentially could all be making the same thing.
It's really just about creativity, or lack thereof, dependent upon exactly how they end up with these.
If the shoe fits. Heyo.
Oh,
that's
come
the kind
on.
of razor sharp wit you're gonna be in for, gang. Strap in.
Boy.
All right. So
all right.
Name aside, let's go into race. Let's see here. I have a lot of options in my thing, but I think I'm gonna do something standard. Ha! Ooh, Dragonborn, Furbog. Oh, yeah, no. I said big, I'm going big. I think I'm gonna do a half-orc.
Ooh, wonderful.
Wait, what's a mark of finding half-orc? Well, let's hear. The mark of finding sharpens the senses, guiding the hunter to prey. Alone among the dragon marks, the mark of finding is carried by 2 races, humans and half-orcs. Ooh. That's interesting. And of course, part of doing a custom campaign is you can mold these things. So instead of a strength increase, you get a wisdom increase.
Oh, that's cool.
And when you make a perception or survival check, you roll a d4. Hunter's mark spell. Oh. Yeah.
That's interesting. Giving you the wisdom increase and just giving you Hunter's Mark out of... That's neat, actually.
Starting at 3rd level, you can cast Locate Object. That's neat.
Oh,
and
wow.
Interesting, if you are a spellcaster, which I don't think I want to be in this campaign, it does give you some additional spells such as Fiery Fire. Wait. Fiery Fire. Fire. Wow, that's weird to say in an accent. As well as Speak with Plants. Oof.
Oh.
Maybe I'll multi-class at some point. And you can read and write in Common and Goblin. Oh, heck yes.
Oh,
okay.
That's pretty good. That's stylish.
Never mind. That is exactly what I'm doing. Still have Dark Vision. Heck yeah. This is great. Okay, terrific. I am a mark of finding half-orc. Wisdom and Constitution. Okay, yeah, wisdom and Constitution.
I heard the wisdom part. I didn't hear anything else.
Yeah.
That Constitution sounds a bit more traditionally orky.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'm not going to necessarily let that affect what class, because you might say like, oh, well, you should be druid or cleric or something. No, that's not the way I roll. Because again, I like playing characters that have that sort of outsider vibe to them. Ooh, maybe this guy's like an artist. Maybe he's what's something dorky. Maybe he's a calligrapher.
Hey, I've played calligrapher bards in the past. They're cool.
Oh, bard? No.
I'm just saying, calligraphy's awesome, man. Take that calligraphy tools proficiency.
I'm gonna do it as a rogue.
Good. Great.
Yeah, half-orc rogue. Oh, I'm loving this because he's mental. You know, he's sneaky.
Absolutely.
But oh yeah. Well, hold on. And he's a calligrapher. So like, you know, if he's sneaking around, probably camouflaging himself. Ooh, get that Navy SEAL kind of like wavy face paint pattern. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. So, man,
thieves
DH
can't.
for hit
More
points.
like thieves can.
Hells yeah, brother. All right. I'm only have 8 hit points. I feel like as a half-orc, well, I guess you have that constitution buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should get it. All right, so let's see here. I have, as a rogue, I'm going to have simple weapons, long swords. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, boy. Thieves' tool, dex, and intelligence. Yeah, that's not helped at all by my race. That's great. Okay, so proficiencies. What am I thinking? I'm thinking that this guy, he sees, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go athletics 1. Just get out of the way. Big guy, a little bit of athletics.
It's good to have. It'll be beneficial.
Yeah, especially since I am planning to take basically no strength in this, having a little proficiency
I would
in
assume
something.
so. No strength, no dex, right? Because you can't be a high dex rogue. That's too easy.
No. I'll give myself some dex. You know, because again, spiritually, like there's a disadvantage to the build and how he fits in. I think that's enough. Like, it doesn't necessarily. I don't need to intentionally make a.
No, yeah, you don't want to kneecap yourself,
character.
but.
Yeah, well, not this time. So let's see here.
I've played with plenty of power gamers in the past. I personally appreciate the art of playing a poorly optimized character. It's got a lot more flavor to it. It makes, honestly, very frequently for a more interesting experience. So I appreciate that.
All right. So I'm gonna do persuasion.
Ooh.
This guy is an artist, and for if the rogue is because I also I feel like a lot of people they think rogue and they think like, well, I'm gonna steal from everyone, sleight of hand, and there's something for the assassin build, which I like, maybe for this guy, but also for the really like button up kind of thief, your Danny Ocean kind, right?
Yeah.
Not that this guy's gonna. I think intelligence is gonna have to be my dumb stat, a little bit, because something has to be, besides strength. so we'll see. So persuasion's good. Yeah, I'm gonna put way too much in charisma. This is gonna be good. Oh, actually, half-orcs usually are able to intimidate people, but not this guy. This orc subclass does not have the intimidate boost. So
Well, he's just too damn charming. I mean,
he's so charming. So I think I'll also give myself intimidation. I'm now proficient in 2 charisma stats and a strength stat. Great. And because I like the camouflage thing, stealth.
Perfect. That's weird. I've never seen a rogue with stealth.
Wow. Okay. I'm sorry.
Here you are.
I'm sorry. There's like some roundness in the wheel I'm reinventing.
Here you are taking your half-orc calligrapher rogue with all the charisma stats, and I'm gonna jump in and criticize the sneak. No, you are already breaking the mold. It's okay if a little bit of the mold survives the explosion.
I appreciate you. All right. So I'm going to wait on expertise. So as a rogue, you get the thing that bards get to where you double your proficiency bonus for 2 of your skill proficiencies. But depending on my my background, that might give me additional proficiency. So I want to see what I have there first.
Absolutely.
So that brings me to background. And holy cow, you have a lot of the expansions. There are so many backgrounds here. Including Baldur's Gate. What? I gotta say, Wizards of the Coast, they integrate like nothing else. Let's see here. What would a calligrapher be? I guess they'd be a guild artisan. Yes, that is it. And the skill
So you didn't
proficiency.
learn your calligraphy on the streets and back alleys.
No, I feel like it's something like maybe it's second generation. Like,
Oh, I like
maybe like my parents. Like maybe if not the exact same thing, maybe something similar, like art or artistry. And
Absolutely.
oh, ho, 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 ho. This dude gets a language thing. He's going to be fluent in Giant, and that's going to be his specialization for calligraphy.
Very nice. Very nice.
A world that has giants, you gotta lean into it.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, that's it. He has a specialty. Like he is essentially the weeb for giants, and does like fancy like big calligraphy in the Jotun script.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it a lot,
Yeah.
actually. That's really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hear. So I get insight. Great. Intelligence check. Love it. Okay. What would calligraphy, like if I have to really show off calligraphy, is that sleight of hand or performance?
So I would say it depends upon what you're really trying to do with it. Are you talking about it being showy, beautiful, amazing, or are you talking about the finest line work here? Because I could see it easily taken either way, and I'm not going to make it a hard one or the other. I'm going to say what's important about calligraphy to you.
I think that there is... That's interesting, because this is a very strong character choice moment, right? Because there is something for the actual craftsmanship of it, which I feel like makes the character just like a little bit more like solid. Foundationally, he has mastered this craft. There's something almost in the Japanese calligraphy style, the Chinese calligraphy, where it is like the beautiful stroke work finds its beauty in precision.
Absolutely.
But there is something to be said in taking the abstract beauty. No, I think it is precision. As I said that, it's sort of like worked into his bones, and there's something with that kind of precision that plays into the idea of a rogue in the sort of like calculating way that they view situations.
Absolutely. The masterful control of the fingers and the basic actions, and this thing where it's about that discipline of control over your body that gives you that art with calligraphy, as well as lends itself to the roguish abilities. I like that.
Yeah. I also think if you're planning a heist, that sort of like very precise timing, the movement, like, and finding that beauty in the movement of guards going on the outside of going on perimeter sweeps. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's happening. Plus, and don't get me wrong, having sleight of hand as a rogue, it's kind of crazy talk.
It's a weird pick, but we'll see how it works out for you.
Yeah, no, I love this. Okay, so back to expertise. Now that I have this sorted, I think what do I want to have guide him? I think sleight of hand, because I think his art is important to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I sort of feel like I'm undermining my own philosophy if I go stealth and sleight of hand.
Yeah, you're just leaning back towards a normal rogue. Come on.
I think I'm going to backtrack on persuasion and turn that into perception.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, am I already proficient in persuasion from being No, wait, did my fighters thing give me that? No, I can't believe it. All right. Oh no, it just had to refresh. Okay. No, it's still there. That's so strange. How many
Oh, do you
proficiencies
just
do I
have
have?
free persuasion
I
proficiency?
don't know. In expertise, it's giving me that as an option. Oh, I think because I had persuasion before, it allowed me to choose an extra proficiency from a lift. So, okay, instead of athletics, I guess I'm not going to be moving things out of the way anyway. I'll swap that for sleight of hand. So now I'm proficient in sleight of hand, perception, intimidation, stealth, persuasion, and insight.
Interesting. Very nice, very nice.
All right, so it's how I see the world. All right, so I'm going to take my expertise in perception and sleight of hand. I feel like these are the two things that he would have worked the most on as a calligrapher, taking in the world and putting it to paper.
Absolutely. I love that. Being able to observe, see all that around you, really take it in. absorb that and then turn that into your art. That's really cool, actually. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. And I think I'm really finding this. Now, it's interesting that a character like that would become a rogue. That is probably not a happy story.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how you turn this into a cohesive beginning to end.
Yeah. Though I imagine a half-orc calligrapher who specializes in the language of giants may not necessarily be a happy institution in villages that are in some degree of turmoil. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm finding this guy. Oh, I'm finding him. Yar. Have you put any thought? Has anyone put thought into like accents, like where in the world?
No one has asked much or talked about it, so feel free to be the first. Set the pace.
Well, I mean, when I think Scandinavia, I definitely think Morgy Burgy Fergy Burgy. But I feel like that may not be the tone.
I'm sorry, are you saying that an exaggerated, silly hergy-fergy is a bit comedic?
I'm saying that the Swedish chef is, of course, iconic, but unless everyone else is rolling in the Muppet rendition of this story, I worry that my character would be ostracized for the wrong reasons.
We're leaning a little bit more Muppet Babies, but I think it still fits the same vibe.
Muppet baby. Hello, I'm a half-orc. Waka waka. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. I think that's the ideal accent.
Perfect. But I wonder actually if there is sort of a using some of those like ruse he's a half-orcs often have that like sort of gravelly voice.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
My father was a calligrapher. He was an artist. Yeah. It's tough because when you put some gravel in there, it's hard not to sound like a pirate. Maybe even going slightly more Slavic with it will help control. Has that little but has like that stiff upper palate. I kind of want to bring my lower jaw forward to get that half-orc, that kind of like, just undo years and years of braces. My orthodontist would be terrified if he saw that underbite come back.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, but this is something to explore before we get into the session. So that's description.
Absolutely. I like that. I like that a lot. I think it'll be really, really fun. I love and this is just a personal thing. I love when people do, even if it's a very, very slight voice, because it's this perfect way to push yourself into character, right? It's this good way to really inhabit your character's head by just changing how you fundamentally speak. It's cool. And I like a lot of what you're trying to play around with there to get the lower, deeper feel of an orc, while still delving into that world feel of the more Nordic region.
I think with the giant influence, I know a lot of the frost giants end in Mir, and I imagine that that's not a coincidence. So I want to use that Primir or Scrivmir, maybe Scrivmir.
Cool. I like that. Would you like to spell that for me, just to make sure I get it right?
Scrivmir. Scrivmir.
I like that. So I'm curious, if your last name is leading into giant, then clearly your parents would have had something to do with that culturally. That's something to think about for your character background, maybe?
I would imagine it comes by, honestly. Also, I wonder if there is some sort of, like, cultural understanding between the races. Thinking, like orcs are already fairly large on the size spectrum, and I wonder if there's... This is true, I think, also of just tall people. I don't know if you have any super tall friends, but they tend to congregate together like giraffes.
My wife's family is all well over 6 foot, so yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, just tall guy posses going around. One of my best friends is like 6'3", and he has so many friends who are over 6 feet tall, and I just walk around feeling like Danny DeVito.
Oh, buddy, I'm the shortest person in my friend group. I'm reminded of it every day. I'm the only person in my friend group under 6 feet.
Oh. Yeah, it's tough. Tall's overrated, though.
Yeah.
Watch them on an airplane. That'll brighten your day. Watch them fly coach. Are we able to swear on this podcast?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Fuck 'em.
Obvious. Well,
Get their tall shoes out of here.
yes, this is a PG-13 to R podcast.
Oh,
so
poop them. Doesn't have the same ring. Doesn't have the
no,
same.
it's good.
All
Fuck
right.
those assholes.
Great, love it. So equipment.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna do the equipment track and rapier or short sword. I'd like to have a long sword eventually, but I'll take short sword, short bow, and
I will, because I'm a gentleman, allow you to have a long sword from square one if you'd like.
I would like, just because like a short sword's basically a dagger if you're really big, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, long sword it is. Does that change the damage?
I believe longsword goes up to
D8. Oh, it's versatile.
D8?
Yeah, all right.
D8 if you two-hand it, yeah.
D8 if you one-handed. D2, D10 if you two-handed. Ooh.
Oh, geez, oh, Pete, yeah.
All right. And I'm proficient in it. Okay. Boop. All right. Perfect. Great. I love it. I have a burglar pack. I have a set of artisan tools. You know I got to pick calligraphy supplies.
Absolutely. I'd be disappointed by anything less.
Heck yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to be writing out some really pretty words. In the blood of my enemies. It's going to be nice. All right. So I think that's everything.
Awesome. I mean, if that's your character creation, other than obviously 6 core stats, but we'll get to that. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I'm curious. Let's flesh out your character, right? Let's find out where Scrivmir is from, why they are, who they are, why they are, what they are, where they are, when they are. If you catch my drift.
Oh, I catch it. I'm flying, baby. I'll be your kite.
That's good. I've never heard that response to that. I'm actually absolutely stealing that, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, I made it up 2 seconds ago, so you may have it as my gift to you. And yet, do I have fancy dice from this campaign? Not yet.
Oh, we'll get there when we get there. Jeez, oh, Pete.
I've been part of this campaign for 41 minutes, and I haven't gotten a single present. I want you to know that, people who are listening. Not one present.
The swag will come eventually, I'm sure.
Swag's here, baby. I just want a gift. All right. So I like the idea of being second generation artisan, but if he's a rogue, there's only gotta go classic. Revenge
only one
track.
way to go from general classy person to a rogue, is there?
Yeah, and it's formulated in spite. So I guess the question is, who did this? Okay. Scrivmir inherited storefront from his artisan father. Things are going well. And so a lot of turmoil in the world. Things getting topsy-turvy. People scared, right? So when you think about that, towns, they tend to get a little out of control in those situations. Half-orcs, typically, a fairly rare race.
Yeah.
And they tend to unsettle people. I think even if they are benign. So I think when people are scared, the majority class tends to circle the wagons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe they might make the mistake that because half-orcs are a smaller percentage of the population, that they are able to be bullied.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, things getting cray-cray in the world. Scrivmir, in his shop, keeping the old ways. Ooh, is it that they don't like half-giants? Sorry, is it that they don't like half-orcs? Is it that they don't like giants? Is there a little sweet middle of this Venn diagram that Scrivmir occupies?
It would seem so. It sounds like.
Yeah, okay. Boom. Shop burned. Expensive supplies. Ink, vellum, papyrus, paper, whatever paper technology they have. Catches easily. Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe this is done on. Maybe like there's like some ghettoization that happened beforehand. Maybe there is like town leadership that kind of fucked them over.
Well, so my question for you then would be, are you imagining this happening in like a smaller town, maybe something along the Blizon Road, or are you thinking of this happening in one of the bigger cities, maybe in Mungheim or New Taverheim?
I would say it makes more sense in a bigger city because in a small town, I think if there's someone this dude is mad at, there's not a big enough obstacle to prevent him from just going over there and putting a knife through his throat.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
But big town, there's a lot of culpability to go around, and they are more secure, harder to get to.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
That's a personal quest. That is someone who isn't there yet, isn't ready to do it. Even if he knows who he's after, yeah. Assassin's Creed this. Yeah, this guy, he's going to do some wet work.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose your livelihood and everything. It's what you got to do.
Yeah. And I think that trope-wise, giving someone an artisan background is something that they just sort of like tack on to action character, right? And then they sort of forget about it. But I think that there's something really cool about really holding on to those attributes. Like, I don't think you stop becoming an artist just because you need to murder a bunch of guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people who pick fighter, and then everything else in their character is just an accessory to the word fighter. But really making that background a significant part of who you are and how you even formed into the rogue and all that jazz, so that you are first and foremost that background, first and foremost that art that you've devoted so much of your life to, really makes everything else much more flavorful.
Yeah, it's almost as if revenge is something he has to do, but more in the errand sense. That he is still primarily an artist. He still loves the culture, the craft. That is who he is. It's just that this person needs to also become better at killing. Oh, no. Father was alive when they did it. That's it. That's the personal stakes. It's not just objects. It's blood for blood. Yeah, that's it.
So, how much of it is that revenge, right? Is revenge that driving motivator then?
Yeah.
Because you said you wanted it to be more, a task-like in nature.
I think what I mean is like it doesn't necessarily change his personality. It's
Gotcha.
He is a very precise, thoughtful person who is putting that skill set towards who's putting that skill set towards his revenge. It's not a Jason Statham attribute. It's not like seriously the beekeeper. I'm a beekeeper.
I still giggle every time I see the poster or the ad anywhere, and I just it makes me think of the good old Bye Bye Man poster that I can't Bye Bye Man.
I miss Bye Bye Man.
This is a horror movie from like years ago, and I couldn't not laugh every time I saw an advert for it.
Oh no, they got poor Doug Jones for this? Carrie-Anne Moss. What? What is this movie? I feel like this happens when studios don't do good translations when films release abroad. You get situations like this. How is this not a bigger meme? Oh my goodness. Beware, children. The Coochie Coochie Man is out there.
Oh, goodness.
Just a bunch of children singing ominously in the background.
Perfect.
No, but yes, I like this. I like this guy. I like where he's living. I just have to find exactly his voice. Yes.
Absolutely. So I will ask, I think, 3 more questions. I'm gonna pretend that I know that it's 3, and then when it turns out to be more, I will deny that I ever said this.
Terrific.
Cool.
It's a good thing no one is recording this conversation.
Yeah, that would be disastrous if they were. I mean, I don't know how I'd ever recover. So, do you have an idea of which city you want to come from?
So,
Because go ahead.
tell me. So I agree, it's a larger city. So I think Mannheim.
Mang, Mannheim. Yeah.
Mannheim.
It translates to the home of trade. They were the first one to really start popularizing trade. They started the construction, did most of the construction on the big road that connects all of the main cities. They are the center of the capitalist ideal.
That sounds right. Yeah, sort of a Carthage kind of setting. I love it. Yeah.
Very much, yeah.
Great. Mannheim it is.
Cool. A couple of the things just so that you get an idea of a little bit of it. Basically, their council that leads the city, that makes most of the big decisions for the city, is 5 members. 4 of them are gods, each with kind of their own main role in everything. And then the 5th one is a human who is, or not a human per se, a mortal, sorry, who is re-elected every 5 years. They are given an equal vote to the gods in all matters, as well as anytime there is a tie, the mortal is the tiebreaker, as a way of saying, hey, we are allowing the people to have a say in how they govern themselves, even though, 4 out of 5 votes are still gods.
So it sounds like the most corrupt place to ever exist.
I don't know where you would get that from.
The more idealized a structure sounds, it's like, yeah, there's a failsafe. It's a human. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a cycle of re-election every 5 years means that it's pretty easy for campaigning to get a lot of money mixed into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what I would be saying.
No.
That.
Yeah, I have no lived experience to match with this, so I will take your word for it. It's nice to live in paradise until your kind becomes the hunted.
Full-heartedly agree. And also just one other fun small quirk of the city that you would just be used to is the Blazon Road, spelled Blezan, translates to Blessed Road. A lot of the people of Mannheim call it Bliazan Road, which instead, Bliaz means something that is expensive and highly costly. This is because even though it was constructed over 300 years ago, they're still bitter about the fact that Mannheim funded and built the majority of it before any of the other cities really kicked in to help at all.
How do they say it again?
Bliazan, Bliazan.
Love it.
It is just a fun little jab at the distribution of work that went into that. Then my only other question is, are there any particular themes and things like that you want to convey in this? And then after that, we'll roll up your stats.
Well, I think that just in the world, there is a sort of evolution happening in the way that people engage with intolerance right now. Mm-hmm. So I think that there is something in just like the way that tension or collapsing societies or change in societies affect marginalized groups a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But also if we can just like ride around on some giants, that'd be awesome.
I will make sure we hit both of those main points.
Nice.
Cool. And in that case, if that is all, I think we're good to roll up some stats. If you would give me, we're going by roll 4d6, drop the lowest. If your overall modifier averaged out is a 0 or less, you are free to completely re-roll. And of course, you can assign them into whatever makes you happy. Yeah, I don't want you guys to just have butchered stats, right?
Thank you. Let's see here. So, damn it. Okay. So, that's an 8. Okay. Here's one. 13.
Ooh, a little bit better.
All right. Watch me roll the typical distribution here. Let's see here. 5, 5, 6. Yeah, 16, baby.
There we go.
6, 4, 5, 15.
Beautiful. There we go. Now we're getting the rotten numbers in there.
Well, you see, I guess when I rolled all those ones the first time,
it just got them all out of the way.
Upside. Nope. Spoke too soon. 10. All right.
You're allowed to have one average stat. It's fine.
10. All right. So that's 8, 13, 16, 15, 10, 10. If any of the stats are a negative number, or if
the overall average of them.
Oh, okay. Damn. All right.
No, I'm not just giving you all good stats.
All right, cool. So 16, 15, 13, 10, 10, 8. Ugh.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I got no complaints about that.
Yeah, it's a lot of 10s, you know. All right.
Yeah, no, I feel that it's a painfully average set of numbers.
Yeah. All right. Intelligence, dump stat. That gets the 8.
Perfect.
Dexterity, 16.
Very
Charisma, 15?
Very nice.
Or is wisdom a 15? Wisdom's my 15. Charisma's a 13. And con and strength are 10s. Yay. Which
there we go.
Would normally be okay because that is that would be modified. But here it's not, so that's fine. What was the thing that... Oh, no, hang on. Wisdom is the thing that gets the bump. Wisdom is going to be my 13. Charisma's going to be 15. Right, I forgot that Wisdom gets a +2 from this weird half-orc build. And Constitution... Man, I would have loved to roll more odd numbers.
Yeah.
All right. This isn't the worst build.
Honestly, I think it'll be pretty solid.
Yeah.
You'll be able to be a good face for the group. You'll be able to do your stealthies and stabbies. I think it'll be good.
Yeah. People ask me to carry things, and I'll just be like, no.
Give it to the big guy. Nah.
No.
In that case, 2 things I will leave you with, just as parting thoughts. As things to keep in mind is you will get to choose a Mythic Odysseys of Theros, one of the boons from it, one of the level 1 legendary feats from it. Whatever one makes you happy, we do have that supplement in D&D Beyond, so you should be able to freely look at those and pick one out.
Wait, how do I find this? What is this?
Oh, Mythic Odysseys of Theros.
Mythic Odysseys of...
Let me kick you a link to it.
I love it. I'm so excited.
Oh, they're really strong, and you get whatever one makes you happy. There it is.
Yay!
Posted by me, because I'm so good at things.
I hope they have a pen set. Oh my goodness. What? Wait. What? Supernatural gifts. Heroes of Theros. Alright, great. Is there anything else that you...
Then the last thing is, and this is just something you can think about... Oh yeah, go ahead. You know what? Go ahead and pick one now. I think we have the time.
So, wait, I'm a little confused.
Obviously, the ones that don't fit thematically, we will re-theme. But yeah, so these are a bunch of heroic feats: Anvil Rot, Heroic Destiny, Iconoclast, all those.
It's underneath. I got stuck in the box. Heroic feats. A snake emerged from my mouth before I took my first breath. I'm like, well, that's kind of a...
Yeah, that's your feat. It's a very convenient feat. Mouth snake.
Classic mouth snake. Honestly, if you're in a battle and someone just opens their mouth and a big old snake comes out, that gives you advantage.
Hey,
I don't care who you are.
That's a cyberpunk cyberware. I think we can just port that over. That's fine.
It's between Inscrutable, Nyxborn, and Unscarred, for sure.
We don't have any Nyxborn yet. We don't have any Unscarred yet, and I don't think we have any Inscrutables yet. I think all of those are the few that haven't been chosen yet. So, whatever makes you happy. Let's let's talk through what how do each of these apply to your character?
So to go in order, I would say Inscrutable fits in with his goals and aspirations, and I think that there is a certain stoicism in an artisan like him, like a calligrapher in general, also a half-orc, and just like it speaks to someone who's patient and thoughtful, and and this is someone who could be a watchmaker, the way that I'm seeing him, like in the way that his art has that precision, and I think that there is a certain degree of inscrutability with a person like that, and
absolutely.
I think
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think especially if his goal is to infiltrate the centers of power to seek revenge, it is useful to not have people being able to sense his intentions.
Absolutely. Maybe it's something where, like, at this point you have so much discipline over the control over your physical body that you've applied a similar amount of discipline through your craft to your mind, so it even makes those incursions magically and otherwise difficult to do. That's fun.
Yeah. Nyxborn, there is something that is kind of artsy about having a starry cloak. Appearing like a silhouette formed of the night sky. Attack rolls have disadvantage, goes with sneakiness. Cloak lasts for a minute, or until you die. Great. And resistance to necrotic and radiant damage. If there's a council of gods, that actually might be an interesting thing to have acquired or made, or some combination of both. And there is something that it gives him something tangible to hold on to. Like, this might be something he got from his father, and something that he maintains and cares for.
Yeah, something that's just as important to you personally as it is, mechanically.
And then Unscarred would be great, because I think he's going to get stabbed a lot and die instantly, because his constitution is a +0, and he has a freaking D8 as a half-orc.
We finally get someone playing a martial class. And they are the lowest constitution half-orc in history. I love it.
Oh, goodness. Jeez. Maybe he's not so wise. No, he has to, because he has to have that perception up so he can perceive the world and put in his craft. This is what I do to myself. It's story first, and it's such a disadvantage. Okay. I can't take Unscarred. I can't rationalize why that would be the case. So it's Nyxborn or Inscrutable. They are both very interesting. Attack rolls at disadvantage. I really like the idea of having something like that on him, but I also like the idea of him being inscrutable. You know what? I'm gonna go Nyxborn, because I do like the idea of connecting it to his father, and he should have a memento of some sort, something that connects him.
I love it. I love it.
Especially if he doesn't even understand the mysterious origins. That's a good story hook in there.
Yeah, a lot we can do with that. Absolutely.
Yeah. And maybe he won't die.
Not dying is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah. No advantage to stealth. That's fine.
I mean, that's up to DM's discretion, and I hear the DM's a pretty cool dude.
Ooh. Well, let me check.
Yeah, good.
Let's see here. 42. Effervescent. All right.
I assumed this was a bit this whole time. I think you actually have a list up.
That's because I'm a wonderful performer. It was the squint. That's what did it. Ah, God, I should have taken Inscrutable. Look at me. I have a poker face. No one knows the machinations of the mind of a Max.
I can't reach you. It's impossible.
Goodness.
Cool. Final question, and this I don't need an answer to now. It is just something to think about before session 0. We will be doing session 0 in Sparrow's Rest, the city on the East Coast, so it's a few days' ride away. It is the city of mages and artists and things like that.
It's a few days' ride away from Mannheim?
Yes.
Okay.
So that is where we will be starting, so it can just be for a short excursion, but think of some reason that your character would be going to Sparrow's Rest.
You said that there's a lot of artists there?
Oh, yeah, it is the intellectual center of the remaining world. It is the furthest from any of the tensions, the furthest from the strife going on. It's still got its issues, but it is also the only city in which there are no gods in the hierarchy. There might be some just wandering around the city at random. There's more than we really keep track of nowadays, and only the oldest ones really have any power in the world, as far as political power and things like that, social power. But the council that leads the city is a council made up of all of the greatest wizards and other magical peoples. So it thrives. It does well, Sparrow's Rest.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I intuitively have a sense that a town of artists and artisans would be the ideal place to go after having your father die and your shop burned down and embarking on a path of revenge against the most powerful people in a city that is monitored by gods. Yeah.
Yep. You need to get away for a minute so that you don't get targeted, and where's the perfect place to go? The place where your craft is very much something that you can elaborate on and master, if, beyond what you have mastered already. And that way you have your time to really get ready to go back and exact the vengeance.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I imagine that with my guild membership, that there's probably, like, places that I might be seeking tangible assistance.
Absolutely. There are a massive variety of guilds over in Sparrow's Rest, and I'm sure plenty of them would have connections to your guild from Mongheim, maybe even some extensions of it.
Oh, I'm liking this. Maybe I should have taken a rapier.
All right, then. Well, I guess, in that case, I will say farewell, Kwaheri, and Dog to all of our beautiful listeners. I have been Tony Brett, your wonderful game master, joined by the immaculate Maximillian. Max, would you like to say goodbye to everyone?
Goodbye to everyone.
See you all next time, and have a wonderful day.